Welcome back to the Horrifically Queer YouTube channel. Pew, 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 pew. Today we are going to be making apple cider donuts. Fried donuts specifically. I don't like baked donuts. They can die for all I care. We're gonna make some with a cinnamon sugar topping, and then some with an apple cider icing. And we'll see how it turns out. But first, I don't have apple cider and I couldn't find any at the store, so we have to make apple cider. To make the apple cider, we're going to make like a cinnamon simple syrup, and then we're going to mix the simple syrup with our apple cider. We need 3 cups of apple cider, so that's what we're gonna start with. We're gonna cook it in here, and then we're gonna add our 3 cups of apple juice to this. So first we need 4th cup. 4th cup packed. Beautiful. I'm gonna add a little bit, like less than a 1/4 of the apple pie spice, or pumpkin pie spice, because it just has a lot of good warming spices in it. And then a little salt. Half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. 1/2 cup water. Put it in a good solid medium. Bring it to a boil until it gets syrupy. The sugar is all dissolved. Okay, we got the sides getting nice and good. And because of how much sugar is in this, we gotta stir it all the time, or else the sugar will crystallize and get all nasty. Oh shit. Oh, I didn't even tell you what movie we watched. Okay, so we've watched a couple of gay things and a couple of horror things. We watched Ready or Not, which is a comedy horror, absolutely fucking hilarious. We watched The Parenting, which is also a comedy horror and is gay. And we watched The Debs, which is gay and not horror or Halloween at all. It's just fun and gay. And it's like if Charlie's Angels were gay. So, all great movies. Ready or Not, great movie. I think it's on HBO. I don't remember what we watched it on. I don't do research for these. I literally just go from memory. That one is about this girl who is marrying into a family, and the family has a tradition that the day of the wedding at midnight, they play a game, and the game is presented by their benefactor, okay? But you never meet the benefactor dude. Probably because he is actually literally, because I am the devil from the Bible, whatever that is. So they have to play a game, and most of the couples, usually no one dies, but every once in a while, the devil dude demands a sacrifice, and she pulls the sacrifice, which is playing a game of hide and seek. And so her goal is to try to stay alive until morning, and their goal is to kill her, because if they don't kill her, then they will all quite literally explode, because they made a deal with the devil for rich and fortune and fame and popularity, etc., etc. And so they have to kill her in order to keep their fortune, and her goal is to survive. And if she survives, they all die. And so she's playing the game, and she thinks it's fun because her husband, they just got married, didn't tell her that this is what she was marrying into, because usually it's not a big deal. Usually no one dies, but every so often someone dies. Like the oldest person in the family is the last person who had someone die. Their husband died. And so it's not common, and most of the people just play a silly little game because these people also own a board game company, and so it's the irony of playing a board game and one of you may die. They start to play hide and go seek, and they all get weapons, and she goes and hides, and one of the girls is doing cocaine and therefore is really bad at aiming, and so they keep accidentally killing the maids, and they're oh, I liked that one, that's so sad. They literally kill all of the maids. And she is surviving, and she does really fucking good, killing it, and gets to the end, and she's I've made it until daytime and nothing has happened, and they're we don't care, we're still gonna sacrifice you. And so they go to perform the little sacrifice ritual, and then she figures out, she gets them to stop at some point in time. One of the brothers helps her, and it saves her life at one point in time, even though it's not even the husband. And then at the end, everyone starts exploding, and then the husband is baby, it could be me and you, and she's fuck you, bitch, and she lets him explode and die, which I think is beautiful poetic justice, because he was shit for not even telling her and for like literally not even warning her. And she is also an orphan, which I think is important to her story, is that she is in fact an orphan, and so she doesn't have people looking out for her or wondering anything, and she was going to marry into this family, and this was like her chance at family, and then turns out they all are shit. But she's our final girl, and she wins, and it's victorious, and it's beautiful and super, super funny because they keep accidentally killing people, and everything is hilarious. Anyways, great movie. This stuff's taking a long time. We're gonna use movie magic and come back when it's finished. And now into this beautiful pot, we add 3 cups of apple juice. Oh, these are the nails that we're rocking, except for the fact that I have already had one fall off. I got it stuck in a door cleaning the bathrooms this morning. Okay, 3 cups. And now we're going to heat this bad boy up. The hotter it is, the easier the simple syrup will be to mix into it. And right now it kind of feels like all the simple syrup is stuck on the bottom. So we want to get that heated up. Okay, now we're seeing a boil. That guy should be good. We'll put him on low and let him continue to heat thoroughly while we get everything else stored in. We've got our recipe. For this recipe, we need 2 cups of apple cider, 3.5 cups of all-purpose flour, 2/3 of a cup of packed brown sugar, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 3/4 a teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon of ground cardamom, ground nutmeg, ground cinnamon, and allspice, which we don't have half of, and so we're replacing with the things we do have, which includes pumpkin pie spice. Pumpkin pie spice. We do have the nutmeg and the cinnamon, and then we're replacing the other ones with pumpkin pie spice. 2 large eggs, 6 tablespoons of butter, melted and cooled, so we will start that pretty soon, and then oil for deep frying. And then for the icing, which we'll make later, we need apple cider, which is where our last cup of apple cider is coming in, and just powdered sugar. And then for the cinnamon sugar topping is 1/2 cup of sugar and 2 to 3 teaspoons of cinnamon. So we'll probably do maybe half that, so scratch that. For the cinnamon sugar topping, we're gonna do 1/4 cup of powdered sugar and 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon. And those are all the ingredients we need if you want a mise en place. So we're gonna start this off by melting and cooling our butter. So we need to throw 6 tablespoons of butter into this beautiful saucepan back here. It's hard to hold on to knives. This is 5 tablespoons right here. So we will get this boy in. And then we just need 1 more tablespoon from this. This case is a little off. Beautiful. That qualifies as a tablespoon. And turn that on so it can get melting. A good way to help get your butter melted fast, take a knife and just chop your butter up. More pieces, more surface area, faster heating. Okay, turns out in a medium saucepan, we're gonna get rid of half of this cider. So cider gets to boil until it's halfway gone. And while we're waiting for that, oopsies, we're gonna do the other part, which is whisking together flour, brown sugar, baking powder, salt, baking soda, and the spices. For this, we are using gluten-free flour because I so desperately want to make sure this is gluten-free. So, you can use whatever flour you want. This is gluten-free flour from Winco because you could buy it in bulk. And so I just grabbed some. We need 3.5 cups of flour. One. If I don't have 3.5 cups, I'm gonna cry. 2. Okay. 3. I think we did it. I think we magically got enough. Barely. And 1/2. Okay. Packed brown sugar, 2/3 of a cup. Oh, I also went to the store to get stuff for this and bought a thing of brown sugar because I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm out, or at least really pretty low, and got back and found an entire unopened thing of brown sugar in my cupboard. So that was fun. Now I have brown sugar because you can never have too much brown sugar, obviously. Oh, fuck. There was almost exactly 2/3 of a cup of brown sugar in there. Like, to the point where I'm just gonna dump in what was left. See, I was right that we would need a new one. I was wrong that we already had a new one. Okay, our butter is melted and our apple cider is boiling. So I'm just gonna give our butter a quick stir, take it off the heat, and we are going to pour it into a cool bowl and set the bowl away from the stove. Other fun things that I watched that are vaguely Halloween based, Try Guys did a Try Guys ghost hunt. That was so fun to watch. It was so delightful. I was entertained the whole time, and they were so like respectful to the ghosts. I had no qualms. I was like, this is wonderful. Okay, set the butter away from the stove so it doesn't get warmed. Back to what we have. We have flour and brown sugar so far. I am going to just smash this up with a fork. Well, actually, I'm gonna use a whisk anyways. And I'm gonna use my hands to break up the brown sugar. And then I'm gonna whisk it together. Nothing like the good mixer that is your hands. As they would say on every cooking show I think I've ever watched. Okay, we've crumbled that up. That should help mix everything together. Now my hands are covered in flour sugar. Let's check in on our apple cider. Well, I can't tell how much is boiled out, but it's boiling. So I'm gonna give it some stirs. Ooh. Stir it to help with that sugar crystallization. We'll measure it eventually. Okay. Baking powder. 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Do you like how I try to move my bangs out of my face and it doesn't work? Oh yeah, I have bangs now. I got a haircut a while ago. I got a haircut like 2 weeks ago. 2 teaspoons, right? Yes, 2 teaspoons. 1, 2. I know baking is an exact science, but I truly just measure with my heart. 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. 1, 2, 3. Woohoo! And then a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. And then all of our spices. We have nutmeg. We need a 1/4 teaspoon of all these bitches. It's okay, we're not making a mess that we can't clean up. 1/4 cup of nutmeg. 1/4 cup of cinnamon. 1/4 teaspoon, oh my god. 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg and 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. Please don't put a 1/4 cup in there. Nothing will turn out well if you do that. 1/4 teaspoon, oh my god, of pumpkin pie spice. And we're gonna do a little bit more of pumpkin pie spice because there's a lot of spices in here. And because we're missing several other spices. And now we stir. La 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 la. Separate bowl. We're gonna mix some other stuff together, which we have to wait for everything else on, so. Because it wants the cooled cider in there, so that's gonna take a while. Because it's still boiling back here. Okay. In our new bowl, because we're supposed to do our 2 eggs, our apple cider, which is going to be 1 cup of apple cider because we boiled 2 cups down to 1 cup, and our butter. So we'll use some movie magic, and when that apple cider is all boiled down, we will get to it. Okay, I hope this is enough because I really am sick of boiling this shit. Wow, we did perfectly. Woo! Okay, so we need to cool the apple cider. So we're just 1 cup of boiled down apple cider. Okay, now we're gonna put it in the fridge. It's been approximately 1 hour-ish. The apple cider is cooked and cooled down. The butter is cooked and cooled. So now we add all these bitches. Use the spatula to get everything else. I don't know how these are all gonna mix together. 2 eggs. Beautiful. And now we mix all this shit together after we wash our hands. Ow! Pulled my nail. Hey, Fig! Maybe Fig will come and join us. He's currently staring at me. This looks like chunky chunkiness. I'm just trying to break up the butter as much as I can. Okay. Delightful. Dry ingredients. Make well. Oopsies. Pour the wet, goopy sauce into the well. That made a slushy sound. This recipe takes much longer than I thought it was going to. Okay, all mixed up. We're gonna put it in the other bowl just because I know that bowl will fit in there. Cover it up and put it in the fridge for 1 hour. It's been 1 hour. I know it, my clothes are different. I took the dog on a walk. That's what I did for my last hour. Well, actually I watched some things and then took the dog on a walk. Place dough on floured surface. Remember, if you're using gluten-free flour in the donuts, you gotta use gluten-free flour to flour the surface. Sprinkle. This dough is cold, so this is going to be not fun to roll out. Oof. Chonky. Flour, gently roll and pat into a 1/2 inch thick. Ooh. Okay, what other movies did I say we watched? We watched The Debs. Okay, The Debs, it's like gay Charlie's Angels. I think I said that. I don't remember what I've said. It's been a long day. It's been like 3 hours making these already. Gay Charlie's Angels, okay? So, there's these girls, they get picked out of high school. If you answer the secret SAT questions correctly, then you get picked out of high school to go to the Debs College, where they essentially train you to become an operative, like the CIA, but they're not the CIA, because there are members of the CIA also here. So, you know, they're not, like, replacing the CIA, if that makes any sense. And there's a team of 4, and they're supposed to go after this girl named Lucy Diamond because she's like the biggest, baddest criminal in all of the world. And so they go after her, but it turns out they were interrupting a blind date between her and this Russian assassin named, I don't remember what her name is, but it's gay, okay? She's on a gay blind date. Anyways, that blind date goes badly. She does not enjoy it, and then also it gets shot up by all of the agents that were monitoring her because everyone's trying to take down Lucy Diamond. And then she ends up seeing one of the Debs, and then they fall in love, and then she kidnaps her for a little bit so that she can get some alone time, and then all of the Debs and the CIA and everyone else, including her ex-boyfriend, the good girl's ex-boyfriend, whose name I currently can't remember, they spend like a whole week trying to find her, and then they eventually find her, and then it's absolutely crazy because then they're like, oh my god, you were in love with her, and they caught them while they were about to fuck. Actually, or after fucking, I don't remember. So that was awkward. And so then she's like gonna get in trouble from the head Deb lady, but then one of the girls on her team is like, no, just switch it around. Say she was kidnapped, say she survived, say all this other stuff, and let her give a speech and give her an award for surviving, and everyone will think that it's so cool. And so then she can no longer see her hot girlfriend, and her hot girlfriend Lucy Diamond starts to like essentially make reparations for all of the bad things that she's done, right? She starts to return all of the money, but still not good enough for them to consider her a good guy. She starts to like be kind to people, not good enough for them. So they are very sad, but they clearly want to see each other. So then plan B for Lucy Diamond is to infiltrate the ceremony that's essentially prom, but I can't remember what it's called. So I think it's called Endgame. I kept thinking of the Avengers. So she infiltrates Endgame to like win her back, and then the girl's giving a speech, the speech that she promised to give that someone else wrote for her that's like, wow, I learned so much, that was so crazy, and it was so scary. And she starts to give it, and then she's like, this is all a lie. I love Lucy Diamond, and we had a great time, and I don't want to be a Deb anymore. And then Lucy Diamond shows up, and then everyone's like, after her, and they're trying to kidnap her and catch her and take her in custody. And then the good girl and Lucy Diamond run away to go live in like Bolivia or something like that. I can't remember. Belgium, maybe? And it's really cute, and it's really, really fucking cheesy. And the guy that plays Mary Lightly from Psych, from the Yin Yang episodes, is in it. And he is like Lucy Diamond's wingman. And he also falls in love with one of the good girls, and they like Skyping. But no one cares that she's Skyping. Although everyone, it is like, there's some, like, not like homophobia, but people are like, oh, she's a woman. You're in love with a woman? But no one else really says anything other than that. Oh, look, we've rolled it out. We got a pan back here. I don't know if you can see it. I don't really know how dark this room is. We are going to turn the heat on and pour some vegetable oil in it, because that's what I have right now. I like to do at least an inch, because you want at least half that donut to be submerged. Yeah, that's like fingertip length, and that's pretty good. The donuts are gonna blossom, so not a big deal. And we're gonna let that start heating while we cut these donuts, because we want it to be hot and ready to go. This says if you have a fryer, to set your fryer to 325. And we're gonna deep fry the donuts a few times until golden brown, 2 to 3 minutes on each side, or until cooked thoroughly. And then we are going to put them on one of these guys, and paper towels. Get yourself a good amount of paper towels. You want it to be able to actually cover everything. Beautiful. Now I got my tray ready with the paper towels on it. Oil's heating up, and now we can cut those. I am going to cut them with some lids. These are pickle jar lids. They're a little bit wider than small mouth lids, and I don't have any wide mouth lids, so these are the best options. I hope these work. They should be fine. Oh, I may have honestly rolled these too flat. Oh, the parenting. Okay, gay couple gets an Airbnb because they want their parents to meet each other. Okay, one of them has the plan to propose. This accidentally gets spoiled to the other one by their mutual best friend, who also shows up to this weekend getaway. Anyways, they have this plan to hang out at this Airbnb, do some activities with their parents, have them all get to know each other so they can all like enjoy each other's company and be a one happy family type of thing, right? But this Airbnb, it's haunted. And you know this from the beginning. It's not a discovery that's haunted. Like, you are aware from the beginning that this place is haunted because they meet some sketchy people. And by sketchy people, I mean, not that at all. In the very beginning, you see like a little bit of what happens, because it all happened in the 80s. And then you find out later that the sister summoned a ghost, kind of to like, because her friend wanted her to, because her friend is evil. Anyways, so the house is haunted, and it's starting to go very sideways. And the ghost is the fucking Wi-Fi password. So you like say the Wi-Fi password out loud, and that's the incantation to summon the ghost, which I think is ingenious and absolutely hilarious. And so one of the dads says the Wi-Fi password out loud, and then ends up getting possessed. And then the ghost is really old, so the ghost is homophobic, which is so hilarious. And then there's this lady who's in charge of the Airbnb. Turns out she's actually the evil friend of the sister who made her summon the ghost all those years ago back in the 80s. And is trying to help this demon like take over the world because she's like works for him, which is weird. She's kind of, oh, that donut didn't work out. Not very free thinking of her. And the parents are all trying to get to know each other, and one of the moms is also babysitting some dogs, and two of those dogs fucking die. It's absolutely wild, because they get possessed by the demon for a little bit. There's also this scene where he's like, there was a dirty person under the table, and the other mom is like, a dirty person, because they are white parents who adopted a non-white child. I don't remember his race, and so she thinks that he's being racist, but he is not. He just quite literally saw like a grimy, dirt-covered ghost type thing. It's really fucking funny. Okay, time to test out with a donut hole. And now we fry our donuts. My favorite fry tool, tongs. And we got our towel right over here to set our donuts on when we're done. Woohoo! It is really dark in this room. Okay, our frying oil not quite hot enough yet, but I'm gonna go get a lamp. Whoa! That's so much easier to see. Okay. Donut hole number 1. On it. Honestly, a little burnt looking. Did not puff up at all. So we may stack some of these donuts in hopes that that will help them. I don't think it will. I'm gonna re-roll some donuts. Okay, we have re-rolled our donuts. They're definitely thicker. We will try them out. Where did I leave off with the parenting? Yeah, the ghost is homophobic. He's trying to kill everyone. He needs a body, and he needs to cross this like barrier around the house in order to be able to like have a corporeal form. And he's like torturing the dad that he's possessed. And he's like scratches all over his back and making him vomit, and it's absolutely a hot mess. And the dogs are dying. And that's rough. And then they get snowed in for a little bit, and then the snow disappears after a while because it's time to do like the sacrifice. And then the lady who's in charge of the Airbnb, who is the evil lady, comes over to perform the incantation to give the bad guy a body. But then everyone's like, have my body, and they do this Spartacus bullshit where they're like, have my body, no, have my body, and have my body, to a point where they confuse the demon long enough that he dies. Okay, so right now we really gotta turn the temp down on our fry oil. Is it raw on the inside? The answer is yes. So now we gotta let the temp cool. And that's pretty much how it ends. And then they get engaged, and it's a happy, very happy ending. These cute little gay boys, their parents turn out to like each other throughout the whole kerfuffle of the whole shit show. They find ways to hang out, get to know each other. It's very fun. It's also a point where the demon makes fun of the dad for having a small penis, and then he like kills it, and he's like, I have a very big penis, or whatever. It's really hilarious. I thought it was absolutely funny. Liza Kudrow from Friends, she's also in it. She's one of the moms. She was hilarious. Yeah, sorry, this video seems to be like a whole lot of nothing while I wait for oil to cool down. Container, mix some cinnamon together, and mix some sugar together, and that's fucking it. And we want the cinnamon sugar now so that, because the donuts, we only want them to cool down for a little bit before we roll them in the cinnamon sugar. Okay? Because you still want the heat and like moisture of the heat to be able to lend to getting that cinnamon sugar to stick. So, sugar, cinnamon, that looks beautiful. Measure with your heart. Stir it. This is the knife that I used to help cut the donuts out. Because I'd stopped using the pickle lid because it was just too thin. Beautiful, cinnamon sugar, all ready for donut dipping. We're gonna do a full-size boy. See how that goes. They say 2 to 3 minutes each side. 2 to 3 minutes if you have your oil at the right temperature. Ooh, look at that go. We're making magic, people. And turns out we put plenty of oil in there. You can use less. And now we just cook. And so now we get a time lapse the cooking process. Woot woot. Okay, turns out I decided I would make the icing. I mixed a tiny bit of the leftover boiled down apple cider with a fuck ton of powdered sugar, and that's all you do for the icing. And so now we have our finished donuts. Dee-dee-dee-dee. Aren't they so pretty? This one is rolled in the cinnamon sugar, and then this one has the icing on it, and now we'll do a taste test. Well, these are donut holes, but... Definitely a bit denser than like a good bakery donut. It might have been because I like rolled it out a couple of times, and so it kind of got gluteny and dense, but still good. It's like a beignet if the whole inside wasn't empty. That was the one with the icing. You can definitely get the apple cider flavor in that. Everything else is still really like warm spices, very, very fall-y. And now we have the one that was rolled in the powdered sugar, or the sugar and cinnamon. Definitely dry, but still good. Like, definitely willingly eat, and cooked on the inside. And that's the important part. That was so good. Oh, that was plenty. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, share it with your friends. If you make the donuts, let me know how they go for you. Maybe they'll turn out way better for you than they did for me. Anyways, I guess we'll see you next week.